Namaskar. Science of self-care. This is the subject of our video today. This is part 1 and it will have 2 parts. My husband had a love affair. I left my job. Jenny, find a boyfriend, have sex 3 times a week, go dance, do something. I know that I go dancing, drink wine. I bought this purse for 10,000 euro. I met a very good guy. Did it help? Actually, it didn't. I feel even worse. Normal thing is to grieve, to experience grief. Normal thing to be sad after you divorce. Not normal go dancing, not normal have joy. There is nothing joyful. Stop and look. Look in your inner world, what's going on there. Just live through that. I'm Anna Bobikova. Welcome to AB Lifetime, channel on mental health. This video is just some discourse and thoughts about self-care. The goal of the video is to help you to look inside yourself and understand, do you need self-care, how does it look, and what kind of self-care do you need. While I was preparing this video, I find a very interesting article. You can find the link below the video. The article was Brianna Wiest, and the name is "This is what self-care really means," because it's not all salt baths and chocolate cake. Please remember to take only those concepts which work for you. You feel like it clicks in your mind. Oh yes, this is mine, this is not. Take only those which work for you and leave those which you do not like. The structure of this video is usually case in the first part, then we will do case analysis, which we will have in first and second part, and summary will be in the second part. And as usually in this series, I use psychodrama method. Case. I just recently had a horrible divorce. My husband had a love affair. After that, for some reasons, I left my job. I don't know why. I honestly liked that job, but I just couldn't work. Jenny, don't just sit. You are laying in the bed all the day long. Go and do something. Find a boyfriend, have sex 3 times a week, go dance, do something. Otherwise you will collapse. You will start to drink and collapse. I know that in these situations you need to pay attention to self-care. And finally I started to do a lot of self-care. A lot of self-care. I didn't do self-care when I used to live with my husband. I was there all for him, and finally I do this self-care. So what do? Massage with diamonds. I go dancing. No, I don't go. I went to dance a few times, and I just then I do this painting with wine. Yeah, that helps. I go there and paint and do these pictures, and you know, and we drink wine, and when I drink wine I have maybe 30 minutes when I can feel good. Yeah, and you know what, all my family is so supportive, so they all tell he didn't deserve me, I'm so good, he's not, and he will support me. And my dad gave me, he told, daughter, have a best vacation you want, here is money, and he gave me some money, and I was able to buy a new car, and I bought this purse for 10,000 euro, beautiful designer purse. And I went for vacation, and you know, I met there very good guy, and you know, he's this beautiful guy, like handsome with these shoulders, you know. And I even met there two guys, and they both are like, one is younger, 10 years younger, the another 15, and now I have two boyfriends in Mexico, and younger than me and very nice looking. Did it help? Actually, it didn't. I feel even worse. I don't know what to do. Thanks for listening. Case analysis. What else do we hear from society as advices to do self-care? Cakes, baths, baths with salt, with foam, wine, sport, sex, traveling, vacation, find somebody. Please write below the video in the comments which advices or what interesting did you hear from people around about self-care. Let's see what's going on with Jenny. What's first is noticeable here. First is what I see here, she is avoiding her real problems. And really it is, the pattern is, it is like addiction behavior. Or if to say it in other words, it's immature person. So it is the desire to not to see, to hide somewhere, not to see the problems, avoid them. Why? Of course, because it's too painful. It's because she doesn't want to face the problems. It's too painful. There are many feelings. Because there is a lot of fear. She just doesn't want to deal with that. It's better at this moment to avoid that, to run from that. Anger, of course, there is anger too. The addiction mechanism works the same way. It is the coping mechanism which is just naturally works with everybody, like it covers the problems. It covers and it creates this extra reality like there is no problem, but it is there. Very often pain is unbearable, and that's why the substances start to appear. What we see here, for example, if Jenny would be my client, what I see there, it is important to start to work on little step by step on this unbearable pain. I would like to show you how it would sound from Jenny if she would be done some work. For example, if she would done some healing pieces of work. I'm Jenny right now. Yes. I had divorce. I went through that. And it is very painful. It's almost unbearable pain. I understand that. And I somehow just need to live through that. That would be already step toward self-care. I would count it like I see it as self-care. Not avoiding, but seeing and see the reality, what life is. Example, when you have this, when you are a teenager and you have this skin breakouts. It's like metaphor of these emotional problems which Jenny has. There are two ways how to cope with, for teenager with the breakouts. Person can go to the pharmacy and buy the foundation and just cover these breakouts. Or start to research, understand what is the root of the problem, accept that this happens with teenagers. Yes, it is. There is no possibilities to avoid that. The same for Jenny. There is no ways to avoid that pain. This pain will be there because she went through divorce. For teenager, there is no ways. It's hormonal thing. You just have these pimples. And then accept that, change what you can. For example, what teenager can change? Start to do sports, drink enough water, pick up correct diet, which is rich on vegetables, for example. Do everything what you can to do with that. And some things you cannot. If you are teenager, you are teenager. If you have breakouts, you have breakouts. Accept that and just live through that. And plus, if you need, then do some coverage. Just this second possibility, when you do the research, understand what's happening, what's going on with the skin, what's going on with the hormones. You have this, I'm talking about that teenager, you have this basic feeling of satisfaction that, yes, I understand. There is like, I understand, I did everything what I could. And what I cannot change, I just accept and live through. With Jenny, I did everything what I could. I'm going to therapists, I'm going to the groups, I'm talking about this, I'm not avoiding, I'm facing the problems, I'm trying to work on myself, do personal growth through that, because this life experience teaching me something. I'm not avoiding that. I did everything what I can, and other things I just accept and live through. Next moment is that inner voice. We're clarifying everything with that inner voice. So where is it coming from? We all know that everything is coming from our childhood. Who's this voice? And this voice, let's just try to imagine. For example, this is mother's voice. Mother had her own situations. She couldn't cope with her grief. And then it's becoming Jenny's interject. It is her inner voice. It's not already a real mother's figure, but it is inside her head. And it's it's not real Jenny's voice. It's not what Jenny wants. But this voice is making her do things which she doesn't want to. So we're clarifying all that. In her situation, in her case, she is going through the grieving process, she has loss, she has to live through. And more she pays attention to that, more she processes her grief, then healthy she is. And then, like, she can complete the process, they can finish the cycle and then step away to her new life, like more successfully, more she pays attention to that. Fully live through the grief. If not, then we see all around people for 20, 30 years grieving, having this, using substances to numb themselves for 20, 30 years. I'm sure each of you have these examples around. Normal thing after such situation, normal thing is to grieve, to experience grief. Normal thing to be sad after you divorce. Not normal go dancing, not normal have joy. There is nothing joyful. And that criticizing voice here, it's like, it's kind of taking all her space in Jenny's head. It's like dictating and taking all her space. So it's important to work on that voice to clear up the space, to have another alternative voice. And we will talk later about that. And by the way, it's important to be aware of that society, we just live in that society, it's common. We all are driven by idea of that doing something is better than not doing. Like, action is better than pause. And very important to use is the pauses. She has this situation. The life dictates her to slow down, stop, and look. Look in your inner world, what's going on there. And pause. She needs the pause until she would not go to the bottom of her grief. And find there her sense of what's going on, sense of why is it, what is it for. Next thing is this vacations, traveling. It's just to be aware of. It's like even metaphor, what I'm running away from. In Jenny's particular case, she is running away from something. She's trying by going to Mexico or going to any other country. Like, the idea is I will go somewhere, it will help to lessen my grief, it will help me to not to feel that, or it will help me to feel happy. Like, I am running from myself. And it is actually what's happening. She's trying to run from herself. Also important to just notice that and just look what's behind that desire to buy a new car, desire to buy a new purse, or find a new boyfriend. What is behind? Okay, I want to find a new boyfriend. So really, is it about something about me? I would like to take care of somebody. I want to have new partner and looking forward a relationship. Or it is about, again, like with other partner or with a purse, she's trying to numb herself and avoid real feeling. Next, focus on inner, not external, inner world. When she's doing that, when she's buying the car, when she's doing this diamond massage, when she's looking for a new boyfriend in Mexico, is it about inner world or it is about external, something external? We don't need to answer. It's her inner questions. It's for her. We can see one thing, she can see a completely different picture. It's all for her. All right, in this part we saw the case, Jenny's case. We talked about what is the most important, what we see that Jenny is trying to avoid the reality. We figured out that we need to work on that inner voice and look for another resourceful alternative voice, which we will be talking in the second part. We talked about travelings and vacations. How does it work? And very often people try to avoid themselves, their inner picture of inner world, trying to run from themselves. We talked about that it's important to just be aware of what is standing behind this desire, this need to buy something new, spend money, or find another new partner, a new boyfriend, new girlfriend. What is behind? Is it about finding new relationship and looking for healthy relationship, or it's trying to avoid something from the past is not over, and that's why I'm trying to attract another partner? In part 2, we will continue doing case analysis. We will be talking about another alternative inner voice. Then I will give just some suggestions about self-care, what we can actually do to be more focused and understand what is real self-care. I will show you the examples of good care which parents are providing to the child. This way we can understand how we can take that example and use it in our life. I also will show you that alternative voice, how it works. Then we will do the summary. I work in Monterey, California. I do groups, individual work, I do in person and online. If you live distantly, don't worry, you can connect me through the website. We can do online work. See you in second part. Namaste.